Next is from Vanilla Isis.
Tremendous.
And the subject is FTW Championship. This guy's done a lot. Peace, guys. I hope everything is going well. What's up with the FTW Championship? Familiar with the history of the belt, and in my opinion, the FT belt was just created as compensation for Taz's ego. Paulie was known to placate talent, and in my opinion, this was a prime example. RVW was starting to become a star in the company, and I'm sure some folks thought he was taking their spot. What are your guys' opinions on a belt like the FTW Championship? Are there any other championships like it in professional wrestling? Do you think this belt does anything to help Cage? As always, please take care. Vanilla Isis. This belt's meaningless. They should just get rid of it. Yeah. They've done nothing with it, and there's nothing to it, to be honest.
Let me just say this. Yeah, to me, the belt means absolutely nothing, does nothing to help Brian Cage, and it isn't even promoted as a big belt. But we'll let Joe talk on this because much like Shane Hagerdorn and the other guy who are the Ring of Honor historians, he's our resident ECW historian. So what would you have to say about what this guy said that he gave Taz the belt to placate him?
Well, long story short, Taz was being pushed at the time to beat Douglas for the ECW belt, Shane Douglas, and he was having injury problems. He didn't defend the belt for a long time. So they had to do something to move that storyline along while Shane couldn't work. So Taz comes out with the FTW belt. I don't need your belt, Shane. I'm the FTW champion. He did defend it. There was some goofiness where he lost it to Sabu, but he only lost it to Sabu because he knocked him out and covered himself with Sabu, right? Then he beat him back for it, and it wasn't around that long. It didn't sell any tickets, and I'm surprised that it came back, but it shows Tony Khan, who used to spend spring break at the ECW Arena or whatever, like he always had that belt in mind, or it made an impression on him, obviously. For me, it was just like a fun little thing that Taz did for 4 months or 6 months.
Yeah, well, that belt to me is kind of meaningless.
Yeah, it's like they said in the email, it could have been to placate Taz. Well, maybe they wanted to do something to placate Brian Cage after he came in and
let me tell you exactly what they should have done with the FTW.
Really, if that's how they placated him with that?
Listen. This is where they could completely bro. The AEW makes so many mistakes. It's ridiculous. This is where they screwed up with the FTW belt. Okay, the FTW belt should have been booked the way they were booking Cody when he was the TNT champion. Okay. Cage should have been defending the FTW belt against a bunch of nobodies and just annihilating them every week, right? Until he has to wrestle somebody that's worth a shit. That's if you were trying to book the guy as a heel, this is what you should have done with the FTW championship. War Horse, 1 week he kills him. Who's the other indie guy they brought in to work him? Whatever. They brought in a bunch of indie.
Who's the Hawaiian? Jeff Cobb.
Did they bring in Jeff Cobb?
Yeah, earlier this year for like one show. 2 shows.
But not to wrestle Cody for the belt.
Oh no,
I'm talking about Cody.
I'm sorry, he wrestled.
Remember Cody was wrestling a bunch of like subpar competition.
Oh yeah.
That's how they should. That's how they should have booked the FTW championship.
Yeah,
and totally had to wrestle a decent sized guy.
Except Cody.
Yeah, because he never won it from anybody. He didn't win it from anybody and had to defend it against anybody. A belt nobody knows anything about unless you're an ECW fan from 20 years ago, or you know what I'm saying? And it didn't even mean much then. Yeah. So to me, it's just meaningless. It really is.
If they give him the Taz belt and they want to kind of recreate that and give him the Taz push, have him come in and dominate his opponents for 2 to 3 minutes.
Well, we already spoke about that. Yeah. They should have done that from the beginning, but as usual, they everything up. And then they have to go back and fix it.
Yeah, and I don't think he'll ever be fixed in that company.